outfit of the day. I have my little Dorothy braids going on. And then I have my Christmas is the time to tell people how you feel sweater, which is from the Office Ladies podcast because I love Pam Beasley. Pam and Jim are a couple goals for me, just like basically everyone else. And I just love the peppermint color scheme on it and like the little teapot detailings on it. It's so cute. And then I just have my black striped jeans and my favorite white Converse, and then just a little sparkly crystal necklace. And that's it. I just wanted to be cozy and like peppermint Christmas themed because that's kind of the vibes for Christmas this year. And my roommates agree. We have like pink, white, and red as like our color scheme for the decor, which you'll see in a little bit. So yeah, I've got one class, and then it's gonna be a cozy self-care type of getting things done type of day before the hecticness of Thanksgiving week.
Oh, what are the bangs doing? This is awkward. Running into friends all over the place at GCPC. Hey. This is crazy. Anyway, we did theater together growing up, so talking about how crazy college is. Good evening, friends. There's literally no way for me to say that doesn't make me sound like someone who works in a haunted house. But hi, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Ava Britton. I'm a Christian college student in the performing arts, and this is my video diary series where I usually have a deep talk of the day about something performance related, Christian related, girlhood related, or all of the above. I don't know, it just depends on the vibes of the day. Well, I just kind of take you through my day, and it's usually cozy and fun. Today is a very special day that I've been waiting for, and that day is that the peppermint milkshakes are back at Chick Fil A. I always look it up every year to know what the release day is. I'm a little late, it was a couple days ago, but I've been busy. So I waited until today, and I'm actually not gonna get Chick Fil A because I had an emergency Chick Fil A run. Yes, it was an emergency, I promise. So I'm gonna do a home-cooked meal here and then treat myself to a peppermint milkshake. So I'm thinking I might run down there really fast to get the milkshake and to enjoy it, especially because my roommate Annie brought a bunch of Christmas decor into the common area. And so we have a Christmas tree now, and so I'm gonna real quick run down to Chick Fil A and hope that the one on campus has the peppermint milkshakes, because you guys think I have a coffee addiction. You ain't seen me with a Chick Fil A peppermint milkshake. It's time! How did I know this would happen? Chick Fil A advertises the peppermint shake everywhere, all over campus. I go to the Chick Fil A. There are signs all over the Chick Fil A location I went to saying, "'Tis the season. Try the peppermint milkshake." Even at the cash register, try the peppermint milkshake. I ask for one thing. May I please have a peppermint milkshake? Unfortunately, we cannot make any shakes right now. So I do not get the one thing I revolved today's entire vlog around. But I'll still have a cozy home-cooked meal while I pack for our quick weekend trip to visit my grandparents, while I chill in the common room, which is now freshly decorated for Christmas. So, and don't worry, I'll probably make like hot chocolate or have cookies or something, so it still feels festive and cozy, even without my beloved peppermint milkshake. I don't know why I struggled to say peppermint. It's like I rush it, so anyway, one day. So due to the unfortunate earth-shattering discovery that milkshakes were not able to be made at the Chick Fil A location down the block, I have my mint chocolate chip ice cream that I've saved for special occasions. So this is as close as I'm gonna get tonight, so I'm gonna crack into this one. It thaws a little bit more. But yeah, I just finished my packing, as you saw. The thing I kind of wanted to discuss today is standards, and how I don't want to say I've raised my standards. I want to say that I have more hope that I'll be able to find someone who exceeds my expectations. Does that make sense? And I thought it was fitting because not only is that something I've been contemplating as of late, but also the episode of Seinfeld I was just watching was kind of a perfect example of the state of mind I had kind of been in. Because if you're a Seinfeld fan, it was the episode with Maggie Wheeler, which some of you might know her as Janice from Friends. Ow my gosh. I can't even do it. But yes, in that episode, you see that both the character George and Maggie's character Cynthia are lowering their standards, and they end up being set up with each other. And neither one is really satisfied with the other. But they go through with it anyway, because as Maggie kind of soliloquizes at the beginning, she is at a point where she just wants to find a guy who's so desperate to be in a relationship that he has to be with her, which is really sad. And I would say that I was never one who thought that I was lowering my standards in any way. A while back, I actually made a list of the qualities that my future forever guy needs to have and what I would like for him to have, as kind of like a bracket, like an unbiased bracket list at a time when I like didn't have feelings for anyone, so that I kind of knew what I needed and what I knew would be important to me in a committed relationship. And then I think I didn't even realize it, but I was like subconsciously losing hope, or subconsciously didn't have faith that there was possibly a guy out there who met all of those qualities. As I've been in college now, I've been meeting new people, and as I mentioned in a previous video, I've been in my head racking up a list of potential nominees to like keep an eye out for. Could that be an option for me? As I'm sure most people do. And I think I found myself kind of subconsciously lowering my standards in terms of, oh, that person checks off enough of the things on the list, or being like, oh, that person checks off all of the needs, but none of my personal wants. You know, for instance, like the needs would be stuff like, according to the Bible and my beliefs in what the Bible says about a committed marriage, such as like number one on my personal list is someone who guides me towards Christ, among a bunch of others that I won't get into. And then my wants were more like preferences, like physical qualities or things in his personality that aren't a necessity, but that I think would be really nice. And so there would be guys that I meet that I was like, oh my gosh, they check off all the boxes of the needs, but none of the wants whatsoever. But I was like, hey, but I'm not gonna be superficial, like, sure. Yeah, I don't know. I just, at some point, realized that I was lowering my standards without even realizing it. Like, as a single person who likes the idea of being in a relationship, there are mood swings that happen when you see couples on campus and having all those little moments that you're like, oh, that'd be nice to experience that. But then at one point I had the realization that instead of being jaded or bitter of like, why isn't that me? I let it make me feel hopeful, because now I know that guys that meet all of the requirements on my personal list, they exist, and there will be someone out there for me. Even though, yes, there might be guys out there that tick all of the boxes, needs and wants, but they're already in a relationship, stuff like that. And it's like, yeah, okay, so maybe not that exact person. has to be the guy that I'm supposed to end up with, but him existing is proof that an equivalent who was designed to be with me also exists. And as a family friend told me today, actually, there's gonna be trial and error when it comes to your feelings for people and looking for that person, because there's just that one person. And so yeah, there's gonna be trial and error where you're gonna find people that are very, very close to ticking the boxes, or who do tick all the boxes, and there's just not meant for you, they're meant for someone else, and that's okay, because you don't necessarily have to be in a relationship with someone in order to learn something from them, or in order for their presence in your life, in whatever capacity that is, to be significant on how you view things. It's just about your perspective. Don't lower your standards because you think that the right person doesn't exist for you. I guess lowering your standards is a symptom that you don't have faith that God will provide for you, which is something that I'm dealing with right now, is kind of realizing like he's already got it all worked out. And I think I've mentioned this multiple times in this series, but that's like a constant thing that I grapple with, is my temptation to control my life and to instead let Jesus take the wheel. Yeah, and I saw a quote on Pinterest, is anyone surprised, that said, like, instead of trying to steal the pen, just trust God's authorship. And I'm like, yeah, that's good advice, isn't it? So yeah, if you're watching this is just my note to you, that if you aren't in a relationship already and you're kind of like, oh, why don't I get to experience that? First of all, God isn't punishing you for not putting you in a relationship. Yes, you need to be emotionally mature to be in a relationship, but you also need to find the right person who will treat you right. Like, it's not a one-sided street where you have to make yourself the best Christian, the best person, the best friend that you possibly can, because you could be all of those things, and obviously we're always improving, and no one around you is at that same emotional mature level. You're still not gonna end up in a relationship because the people around you aren't doing the same thing or aren't emotionally there themselves. So it is all in God's timing, and he's not like rewarding you with, okay, finally in your walk with me, you've earned this. It's like, yes, your walk with him will prepare you for how your relationship will look, because in the Bible, they compare a committed relationship to the relationship between Jesus and the church. Same thing. So yes, it's important to be growing in your relationship with Jesus if you want to prepare yourself to be in a committed relationship, but it's not a sign that you are doing something wrong spiritually if you don't have someone romantically in your life. It's all purely God's timing, and I know sometimes it's really frustrating to be like, what am I doing wrong? Sometimes you're not doing anything wrong. Not everything is a lesson from God, and you don't need to lower your standards. And I think that also took a nice weight off my chest. I think I mentioned this very, very briefly in episode 4, the last time I talked about boy problems, which is that instead of focusing on who are the nominees in my life right now, I'm trying to focus more on just being myself, keeping my eyes on God, but also focusing on cultivating platonic male relationships. Because in my mind, I think it would be really important for me, and I think it's just good practice, that you would be best friends with whoever your boyfriend or girlfriend would be. And so in order to be in a relationship as someone's boyfriend or girlfriend, first you need to be their friend. And I'm someone who kind of just surrounds myself with a bunch of girlfriends, and we all have just a grand old time. But yeah, I realize I haven't really normalized it in my life to have platonic male relationships, like on a deeper level. So Mom says if I be myself, people will like me. That's kind of my philosophy as I walk around. And it's really freeing to be able to relinquish that control of my love life over to God, and knowing that if I just keep my eyes on Him, if I just keep being the person He designed me to be, and I just follow in His footsteps as best as I can, and I say yes to different social outings, like going to get coffee with some friends spontaneously today, that kind of thing, and being out and about more often, doors will open that way, and might not be right away, but it's a step in the right direction. Because I always feel like it's not helpful when people say, put yourself out there, because what is there? I'm here. I'm everywhere. I'm in the walls. But I'm still single, so you know what? Sometimes it has nothing to do with you. Don't lose hope. God's got you. He knows what you need more than you know what you need. It's possible you are emotionally ready for a relationship, but maybe the person you're supposed to be with is not. And so that's why the timing is the way that it is. We just don't know. So that's why it's our job to just trust and enjoy the ride. Yeah, I'm gonna crack into my mint ice cream, which is probably soup by now because I completely forgot about it. So, yeah.
Hey friends! So I had more thoughts on the discussion of the day. I'm very tired. I'm not a night owl at all. I don't know why I thought it was a good idea to film a vlog at 8 p.m., but I digress. It's 9:30 now, so anyway, so I'm gonna talk to you while washing my face. Like I was talking about that list of requirements that I made, the biggest necessities that isn't on that list but is kind of a given that I've conveniently forgotten about, and I think a lot of people have too, is that that person should love you and should want to be with you. So if the person ticks all of the boxes but they're in a committed relationship, yes, they tick all of the boxes and they seem perfect for you, but does it matter if they know you and didn't choose you? I don't know, like it's still difficult, but that's where it's rest assured that you know that it is possible for someone out there to uphold and exceed your expectations in terms of what you're looking for in a partner. It doesn't mean that it necessarily has to be the person that gave you that hope, but I don't know, I just thought that that's an important thing that I think that first came into my brain when I was fairly young from watching The Office. When Phyllis is talking to Dwight after Angela rejects him, and Phyllis tells Dwight, like, I think we all deserve to be with someone who wants to be with us. And I think it's so sad how normalized it's become to be in a relationship with someone that doesn't 100% want to be with you. Because even in TV shows and such, we see people have to be persuaded to commit to one another. And if you have to persuade them, do you really want them to be committed to you? Like, even if they are an amazing person, if they aren't in love with you, it's not gonna make it better to force it. One of the key qualifications should be that you find someone who wants to be with you. And it's possible that people are in relationships now that they won't be in forever, but don't rely on that. I'm gonna wash my face now, so.